What's going on, Internet? It is your boy, Eric Bandholz, back again with another awesome episode from Beardbrand. And today, I'm going to tell you the 5 mistakes you're making that are totally screwing up your hairstyle. The first mistake, and probably the biggest mistake you're going to make when it comes to getting the hairstyle that you want, is getting the wrong haircut. Yeah, you can't build a sandcastle out of marble, so you got to make sure your foundation's right. Now, you can work with what you got and pull off some awesome hairstyles. It just takes a little bit of digging and finding what's going to work for you. But it brings me up to my second point, which is unrealistic expectations. So you got a bad haircut, or you got a haircut that you don't want, and now all of a sudden you want a hairstyle that requires long hair or longer hair, or it requires thick hair or curly hair, and you're all upset that you can't pull off that look. Well, here's the first thing is you got to get it right in here. You got to figure out what I want, what's possible, what my hair type is, what tools I have, and how can I get there? Which ties into mistake number 3, which is using the wrong product. We are in an awesome world today, and we've got options galore when it comes to products. Now, I don't care what your hair type is, you're going to have a product for you, and it starts with in your shower. So get your shampoo, get your conditioner, get those products that are designed specifically for your hair. If you've got finer, thinner hair, then look for a volumizing type of shampoos. They've got shampoos and conditioners for oily hair, for dry hair, for curly hair. Anything you can imagine, you can get a product specifically for that. Now, if you have a normal hair, or you're less concerned about your hairstyle and what you look like on an everyday basis, you can go with an all-in-one. You can go with something that's easy just to get your day going. I'm not telling you you have to buy specific products. What I'm telling you is you want to use products with the expectation of how they're going to work, how they're going to perform, so that you can get the results that you want. The mistake is buying the wrong product, having unrealistic expectations of what's going to happen, and then trying to do something that you can't do, and it all falling apart. Which brings me up to mistake number 4. You're using the products wrong. Yeah, believe it or not, there's a proper way and a not so proper way to use these products. Typically, on the back of them, they've got instructions. But you guys subscribe to this channel, or hopefully you subscribe to this channel, and we've got tons of videos and instructions on how to apply products, how to use them. And it's not something that I can cover here because there's so many different techniques and there's so many different ways to work the products. A couple of the big ones that I want to tackle are, if you want volume to your hair, if you want it to boost up, then what you want to do is apply your paste, your balm, your wax to the roots of the hair. And speaking of which, a big mistake that a lot of guys do is either they won't work the product up completely, so it's not totally emulsified, and then they start by applying it here first, and then they get all the product right here, and you look like some cow licked you up here, and then nothing over here. So when you apply the product, you want to make sure that you get your whole entire head. Now, you may have super short hair here, and you're like, I don't need to apply product here. I'm just going to apply it up here to get it to stand up. But you don't want to do that. The product that you apply will give a type of sheen or a type of texture to your hair that all of a sudden isn't going to be consistent up top. So up top, you apply the product, down low, you forget it, and then you have this disconnect of textures and color. So it comes down to you know what your hair type is, you know what you're working with, you know what your potential is. And then you're buying the right products for your type of hair and for the type of styles that you're going for. And then finally, you're using the products in a way that is going to give you the results that you want. So you're educating yourself. And this brings me to my 5th biggest mistake, and it's letting your hair dry. Now, most of the hairstyles that you see out there require a hair dryer. And a hair dryer is an awesome tool. It's absolutely phenomenal because it allows you to get your product exactly how you want it, and then blast it with that cool air to set it in place, to lock it in place, and have that final look. Now, like the products, you can use it wrong. You can damage your hair if you apply too much heat to one location for too long of a period of time. But I was actually doing a little bit of research on this. A Hong Kong study found that actually using a hair dryer can be more beneficial to your hair than letting it air dry. Because what happens is the moisture that's trapped in your hair is pulling on your hair and it's causing stress. And by letting it air dry, that tension strength is going to cause more damage to your hair than if you properly blow dry your hair. And to them, the proper hair drying technique was at least 15 centimeters away with a continue motion. So it's about knowing your heat settings, knowing how long you're drying your hair, and working with that to give you the style that you want. If you avoid these 5 major mistakes, you're going to be able to get the style that has you looking top notch. As always, thanks for watching. Cheers. Beard on.